The $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, the whopping $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, is a Democratic wish list. We're going to go through an economic downturn if the Democrats continue to spend money like it's growing on trees. The $15 an hour is going to destroy the tourism industry if it goes through, because there'll be mass layoffs. The Democrats want to subsidize illegal immigration by sending stimulus checks to illegal aliens. Yep, these are the comments from Republican Congressman Madison Cawthorn from North Carolina in a brand new interview. Now, some of these are the familiar talking points of the Democrats, but boy, oh boy, there's some pretty strong comments, including the fact that Democrats want to spend money like it's growing on trees. Speaking of growing on trees, I hope you like the thumbnail of our video. We put a lot of work into it. Let's just jump right into this important episode of Ignition Time, where we take a look at this really young congressman, this Republican congressman from North Carolina, Madison Cawthorn, and what he just said on Fox Business. In brand new comments from Madison Cawthorn on Fox Business, he said the $1.9 trillion stimulus plan is a Democratic wish list. Some very strong comments from the Republican congressman from North Carolina. He also said, and folks, this is a big one, he said Democrats want to subsidize illegal immigration by sending stimulus checks to illegal immigrants. Let's start with what is essentially a series of criticisms against the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan by the congressman from North Carolina. Let's roll the tape and hear from Congressman Madison Cawthorn.
North Carolina Republican Congressman Madison Cawthorn joins me now. Congressman, great to see you. Wall Street Journal editorial board out with a piece on this as well. And I just want to read this to you because they say, all told, this generous definition of COVID-related provisions tallies some $825 billion. The rest of the bill, more than $1 trillion, a combination of bailouts for Democratic constituencies, expansions of progressive programs, pork, and unrelated policy changes. At the end, they write here, please don't call it COVID relief. Your thoughts?
Well, Jackie, it's great to finally get interviewed by you, but I wanted to let you know that this is something I ran on in my last congressional race here in North Carolina. I said we need to have one subject, one bill. Let's stop having these giant bills that go under the name of things like COVID relief, but then end up just being a Democratic wish list. You see that Joe Biden has put inside of this bill, and Nancy Pelosi, that they're trying to actually subsidize illegal immigration by sending stimulus checks to illegal immigrants. This is money that should be going to paycheck protection programs and helping small businesses that are actually struggling, not this Democratic wish list.
Now, the fact is, there are no illegal immigrants getting stimulus checks as per the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan. However, it's politically a very strong talking point to say that, because it's sort of an us against them philosophy. I've mentioned this before on our channel. Politics is about timing, it's about opportunity, and it's about tribalism. It's us against them. If you say, hey, the other person is the enemy, or if you say, hey, we need to rally against them, that is how you can get people to rally for you. That is actually going to be the future of the Republican Party, and in many ways the Democratic Party as well. But folks, this is us against them taken to a whole new unbelievable rhetoric. Let's take a look at the next segment from Madison Cawthorn, where he says the $15 an hour will destroy small businesses, will decimate the tourism industry, specifically for his constituents in North Carolina. And he said that it will result in mass layoffs because people should be paid right around $10 an hour. And if they're forced to pay $15 an hour, small businesses and employers are going to lay off a whole bunch of people. Let's roll the tape and hear what the congressman had to say.
And it's interesting because the $15 minimum wage has been the one that's caused a lot of outrage. And President Biden has backed away from it, yet it's still in the bill.
It's absurd. A $15 minimum wage doesn't do anything to actually solve the poverty issue. All it does is make our dollars worth less, and will just hide people who are actually impoverished and make them suffer to actually find any help. And also what this will do is it will destroy small businesses like the tourism industry in my district that relies on paying people near minimum wage or $10 an hour. But then when they have to hike up to $15 an hour, they'll have to let off the majority of their employees.
Some interesting comments from Congressman Cawthorn about minimum wage. Now, I have an important date for you. August 1st, 1995. Do you know what date that is? That is Congressman Madison Cawthorn's birthday. Happy birthday, Congressman Cawthorn, when we get to August 1st. But the reason I bring that up is for this 25-year-old congressman, I have a question. Do you know what the federal minimum wage was when you were born? Well, Congressman Cawthorn, the federal minimum wage in 1996, when you were a year old, was $4.75 an hour. In fact, let's take a look at this post on your screen from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, History of Federal Minimum Wages under the Fair Labor Standards Act from 1938 through 2009. We have not seen a minimum wage increase since 2009. So just out of curiosity, the federal minimum wage in 1938 was 25 cents an hour. And now, Congressman Cawthorn, if you're watching, I'm pretty sure you spend some time on YouTube because, a lot of individuals spend time on YouTube, including a lot of individuals who are in their mid-20s. Let's take a look at this portion of the article. October 1st, 1996, Congressman Cawthorn, when you were just over a year old, the federal minimum wage was $4.75. In fact, the most recent federal minimum wage increase occurred in 2009. Let's take a look at July 24th, 2009, when the federal minimum wage went up to $7.25. Now, it is safe to say, Congressman Cawthorn, in 2009, when you were 14 years old, the world was quite different compared to now, 2020, when you're 25 years old, when you're a member of Congress. You need to understand that the federal minimum wage at $7.25 is not a livable wage. Now, in the next segment, we see some very familiar talking points from the Republicans that the Democrats want blue state bailouts. But Cawthorn says something interesting. He basically says people who are financially responsible, he says fiscally responsible, are going to bail out people who essentially are saddled with a lot of student debt and who essentially have no ways of paying back that debt. Because he took a shot not only at all of the blue state bailouts, but he also said that individuals, without saying so, he said individuals who are financially irresponsible, and he did mention student loan debt. He said they'll be bailed out by individuals who are fiscally responsible. I have a question for you. Let's say you have a lot of student loans and you're not able to find a job. Is it because of the status of the economy, or is it because you are financially irresponsible? That is what Madison Cawthorn made a judgment on without saying as much. I want you to be the judge for yourself, and I want you to listen to the words of the congressman from North Carolina, the 25-year-old congressman. Let's roll the tape and hear what he had to say about blue state bailouts and about fiscally responsible people bailing out others. Let's roll the tape.
Some of the provisions in there for blue states that you could argue mismanaged their budgets throughout the pandemic. And now we're sort of getting a sympathy play out of this $1.9 trillion package. The money doesn't come from nowhere. It doesn't grow on trees. We do have to pay it back at some point, even if this administration doesn't have to worry about it.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. And this is typical of all Democrats. What they want to do is make people who have poorly managed their personal assets have to be bailed out by people who did take the time to be fiscally responsible. So states like Tennessee or states like Florida and Texas will have to bail out blue states like California and New York. It's the exact same argument they're using for student loan forgiveness, where they're going to make the plumber who has gone and learned a trade, who's actually contributing to our economy, have to bail out people who are too far in debt to actually make a living.
And in the final segment that jumped out to me the most, Cawthorn talked about the Democrats wanting to spend money, essentially like drunken sailors. And he said that we'll have an economic downturn if the Democrats want to spend money like it grows on trees. Very interesting comments. Again, from this congressman. Let's roll the tape and hear what he had to say.
And what about the stimulus checks we know are on the table, but also the expansion and the extension of the unemployment, the boosted up benefits that people will receive? We are in a recovery phase right now. There are people out there, Dr. McCary, saying that, for example, we're going to reach herd immunity by April, that this is going to be better quicker than we thought it will. Why do we have to extend those benefits for quite so long? I mean, people have gotten really comfortable not working.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right. I know a lot of people in my district, employers, are struggling to find employees to come back into the workforce because they are currently making more money sitting at home with their families than they would if they were actually rejoining the workforce. The problem is all of these are just Band-Aids. They don't actually fix any of the problems, and we're going to face economic downturn if we continue spending money like it grows on trees.
That's it, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of essentially the host of criticisms against the $1.9 trillion stimulus plan, the opinions, if you will, about the $15 an hour from our congressman from North Carolina. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. I would really, really appreciate that. A lot of work goes into analyzing the content and stitching it together for you in short, concise videos like this. Please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. That would mean a lot to me. I'm sure that would make Congressman Cawthorn happy. There he is. What's up, Congressman? That would make him very happy. That would be like a birthday type atmosphere. That would be like confetti for me everywhere. If you click the like button, that really helps out the YouTube algorithm as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.